access field builders that are being inducted into the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame this year. I guess, first of all, the reaction.
Well, surprise would have been the first word, I think. And then we realized how humbling this is, because why are we just being recognized? Because this was a lot more than just the few of us on the committee. It was a whole community effort, in my opinion, at least. The help we got, the way the community got behind us to fund this thing, it was just amazing.
Yeah. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, when we first started, Friesens provided a landscape architect, and one Saturday afternoon, about half a dozen of us got together and we just brainstormed about what we would like to see in a ball diamond. And a week or two later, we had some drawings. And then Menno Friesen and I, we went to town council, and we knew the town council had a development land where there was some green space allocated, and we were able to convince council that a baseball diamond could be green space. Uh-huh. So they made us part of an ad hoc committee of council. They gave us the land. They said they'd provide water and sewage when needed. Yeah. But other than that, we had to raise all the money, but they gave us the freedom to decide how to spend that money that we raised. Mm-hmm. And shortly after that, this was back in, I think, 2009, and it took us till like 2012. We finally lined up some more money. Access Credit Union came on with a major contribution, and that's what got us started. So in 2012, we started with the landscaping work. 2011, it was a canola field, and we started working in 2012, and by 2015, we played our first game.
Wow.
And we thought, $250,000 might get us to the playing field, but we ended up spending a lot more than that.
How much did you spend?
Well, to date, we've put over $1 million into that field.
Wow.
And about 3/4 of it's come from corporate.
Yeah.
Friesens, Golden West, and Access Credit Union have been the major sponsors. Mm-hmm. We had some outside money from the Blue Jays Care Foundation.
Yeah.
That's what got us the lights going in 2018. It's just been a whirlwind of activity over there. We've had a great time working at it, and right now Ben Dewick and Gord Sawatsky and I guess, are being inducted along with Menno Friesen. He was one of the main drivers, and without Menno's energy and commitment, a lot of this might not have happened, but he certainly got us going. I mean, he passed in 2018, but by that time the momentum was there, and we've just been following through on that.
And the latest is the field house, correct?
Yes. Back in after COVID, I guess we started building there, and John Falk was our building supervisor, I guess. He had some carpentry experience, and the rest of us were just volunteers, and we were able to stick that together. We spent a summer building that, and it's turned out really well.
Yeah. So take me back again to those early days of the conversations starting around building this diamond. What was the motivation here?
Well, Candace, we realized early on that if we ever wanted to host any major tournaments for anything 18U and up, we would need a second facility, because to handle these tournaments, you can't do it on one diamond in one weekend because there's so many teams. So we knew early on we needed a second facility, and that's what really got us going on this. Again, Friesens provided some seed money to get us started. Yeah. And since then, it's just grown. And we had a very successful seat promotion. We bought the seats from the old Bomber Stadium back in 2012.
That's right.
And we sold those for $100 each. And once we realized it was going to cost us a lot more than $100 for the foundation underneath it, we asked for another 100. Some people responded, not all of them, but many did. But I think those grandstands ended up costing us almost $200,000 for 80 seats or whatever.
Wow, that's wild.
Or 200 seats, yeah. It was about $1,000 a seat, yeah, is what it ended up costing us. But no, the communities have just been so generous. so many individuals. And anytime we had a work party,
Yeah.
people would just volunteer to come out and spend a day helping us do whatever they could.
Yeah. So there was, yeah, even if you couldn't financially contribute, some people put
Yep.
their skills and talents to use.
Yeah.
So.
No, and when we got the grant for the lights, I think the day there was a fellow from Musco Lights came down here, and he had experience working with volunteers, and we hired a crane to get them up, and we assembled all that and got them erected in one day. It was a totally amazing day. The concrete bases had been done by Compile Construction, and again, they used their expertise, and we slipped those aluminum posts right over those concrete bases, and we had an electrician there, and he hooked up the lights, and at the end of the day, everything worked.
It was game on.
It was game on, you bet.
You brushed on it a little bit in terms of the opportunities that having a facility like Access Field would bring to not only Altona minor ball, but also to the community. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Well, I think the recognition we have now, we have one of the finest baseball facilities outside of the city of Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And even some of the ones in the city where the junior leagues play and that, I think ours is nicer than many of them. And it's well maintained, and just the whole design and everything else makes for a great fan experience.
Yeah.
And again, we've been able to continue to get community support from businesses here for the juniors and senior teams. We haven't been charging admission. All we do is run a 50-50 to help offset some of the umpire costs and things like that.
Yeah.
But because of the support we have, we've been able to provide the fans or the people of Altona with entertainment with no admission charge. We'd rather have people there at the ballpark, have more there just because.
Yeah.
It's just a great experience when you're going for a walk in the evening to stop by the ballpark and see what's going on.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you say the first pitch was thrown?
2015 is
Wow.
when we opened.
Okay.
And that year, our junior team actually won the championship for Manitoba. So,
Hey, there we go.
yeah,
Field of Dreams indeed.
Field of Dreams came to fruition that year. Yeah, it was an amazing
love it.
experience.
So, 10 years later, you're still being, you and the gang are still being recognized for that effort. One could argue the legacy continues, right? Or the legacy is lasting.
Well, we certainly enjoy being out there. Gordon, Ben, and I, we had a great time. And anytime we have a major project going, we send out a note to some of our friends and that, and they all come out and they give us a hand.
Yeah.
It's just amazing the support we get for baseball in this community. And it's been that way for the past 40 plus years that I've been involved, and it's just wonderful to see how the community comes together around baseball.
You're giving a lot of props to the community here, Ken. You're
Well-
being pretty humble.
Well, it's been great fun.
Yeah.
It's been great fun. So we've had a good time with all of this. So
Awesome. And again, as mentioned, like the fundraising campaign during the process was called the Field of Dreams.
yes,
For you now, what would your dream be for that facility or, the baseball world here in Altona, in the generations to come?
well, as you realize, our community is more diverse. There's more interest in other sports such as cricket and soccer. We've lost some of our registers. We used to have over 200 youngsters involved in minor baseball. I think last year the total was just over 100. So our numbers are way down. But I hope we can continue promoting baseball in this community, and that the legacy can continue. Right now, we're still hoping to put up a digital display board as part of our scoreboard. And with that, we'll be able to, again, recognize individuals who contribute. We'll be able to recognize our corporate sponsors, and also provide a better fan experience for the people in the stands.
And I guess on that note, what would you say to, any other grassroots group that's looking to make something happen in their community? at this scale. It can often seem overwhelming, and like you said, as time went on, you got more expenses and all these things. What would your advice be to those who think the dream may be a little too big?
Well, first of all, you got to dream big, and then you need persistence.
Yeah.
You got to stay at it. You don't give up. You keep going, even when things are tough. And if you show enough commitment, I think the community will rally behind